यहुन्तः प्रविश्यामवाचं मां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते बुद्धाय तुभ्यं। गुरुं हि स्वयं सत्यः प्रज्ञाभक्तिविनीतयः दीप्तिश्चाभिवृता नित्यं तं गुरुं प्रणमाम्यहम्। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। 74 यद्वत्सौख्यं व्रतान्ते निमिषमिह मनस्येकतानीरसेन स्थैर्यं यावत् सुषुप्तौ सुखमतिशयं तावदेवार्थमुक्तौ नित्यानन्दः प्रशान्ते हृदि तदिह सुखस्थैर्ययोः साहचर्यम् नित्यानन्दस्य मात्रा विषयसुखमिदं युज्यते तेन वक्तुम्। श्रान्तं स्वान्तं च बाह्यव्यवहृतिभिरिदं ताः समाकृष्य सर्वाः तत्तत्संस्कारयुक्तं ह्युपरमति परावृत्तमिच्छन्निदानम्। स्वाप्नान् संस्कारजातप्रजनितविषयान् स्वाप्नदेहेषु भूतान् प्रोज्झ्यान्तः प्रत्यगात्मप्रवणमिदमगात् भूरिविश्राममस्मिन्। स्वप्ने भोगः सुखादेः भवति ननु कुतः साधने मूर्च्छमाने स्वाप्नं देहान्तरं तद्व्यवहति कुशलं नव्यमुत्पद्यते चेत् तत्सामग्र्या अभावात् कुत इदमुदितं तद्धि साङ्कल्पिकं चेत् तत्किं स्वप्ने रतान्ते वपुषि निपतिते दृश्यते शुक्रमोक्षः। भीत्यारोदित्यनेन प्रवदति हसति श्लाघते नूनमस्मात् स्वप्नेऽप्यङ्गेऽनुबन्धं त्यजति न सहसा मूर्च्छितेऽप्यन्तरात्मा। पूर्वं येन भूताः अनुयुवति हयो व्याघ्रदेशादयोऽर्थाः तत्संस्कारस्वरूपात् सृजति पुनरयनून् श्रुत्य संस्कारदेहम्। सन्धौ जाग्रत्सुषुप्त्योः अनुभवविदिता स्वाप्न्यवस्था द्वितीया तत्रात्मज्योतिरास्ते पुरुषैः समाकृष्य सर्वेन्द्रियाणि संवेश्य स्थूलदेहं समुचितशयने स्वीयभासान्तरात्मा पश्यन् संस्काररूपान् अभिमतविषयान् याति कुत्रापि तद्वत्। So in the previous class we were discussing in great detail the Brihadaranyaka mantra which forms the basis for verse 78. Now we will see verse 79, wherein also we find a direct reference to the Brihadaranyaka mantra, which we will see a little later. First we will read the verse. Rakshan pranaih kulayam,
Rakshan pranaih kulayam, Rakshan pranaih kulayam,
Nijashayanagatam,
Nijashayanagatam,
Shvasamatrāvasheshaihi,
Shvasamatrāvasheshaihi,
Mabhūt tat pretakalpākritikamiti, Mabhūt tat pretakalpākritikamiti, Mabhūt tat pretakalpākritikamiti, Punas sarameyādi bhakshyam, Punas sarameyādi bhakshyam, Punas sarameyādi bhakshyam, Swapne sviya prabhāvād,
Swapne sviya prabhāvād, Swapne sviya prabhāvād,
Srajati hayarathan,
Sujati hayarathan,
Nimnagāf palvalāni,
Nimnagāf palvalāni,
Kridāsthānānyanekānyapi, Kridāsthānānyanekānyapi, Suhrdabala putramitrānukārān, Suhrdabala putramitrānukārān, Suhrdabala putramitrānukārān. Srijati is the main thing, the verb here. Srijati creates. Kim srijati suhrdabala putramitrānukārān, etc., etc. Srijati. But then there are various other interesting things which have been stated here. Rakshan prānaihi kulayam nijashayanagatam shvasamatrāvasheshaihi. The word kulayam itself has to be clearly understood. Kulayaha. Kulayaha. If you look at kosha, you will get the meaning of nidaha. The nidaha is basically nest. Okay. So nidaha is nest. So nidaha is kulayaha. Here kulayam nijashayanagatam is the word that has been employed by Acharya. Nijashayanagatam. Nijashayanagatam. What does it mean? Shayana itself has various meanings. But before coming to Shayana, so let us take the word Shayana to mean bed. Nijashayanagatam kulayam. So, Needam is nest. Needam is also Shariram. Okay. So, how do we get the meaning of nest and Sharira? So, there is this flexibility which is provided by the amazing language, which helps us to derive both meanings separately. So let us first take the meaning of needam, nest. One can say nest as a resting place, Nest is where people go and rest. Particularly birds rest. Okay? So if you just extrapolate, so here is where the jiva, the sukshma sharira rests. Okay. So therefore, it is this place where it dwells, and therefore you can take this as needam. Needam is resting place. Resting place of jiva for a certain period of time, as long as he has to dwell in this sharira. So that way you can take it as nest needam. Okay? So where he rests for a certain given period of time. So this is one way of understanding this word. Normally this text they give, so kulam means usually birds fly in flocks, most of the birds. Okay, they travel in flocks. So starting from honeybee, many of them they go in groups. Okay, so kulam means so pakshinam samuhaha. You can just take. Okay, so ayate atra means they come and rest. Therefore, so this word kulaya refers to the nest. So how it can refer to sharira, our own sharira, we just saw. There is another way in which you can directly get the meaning of sharira. So how do you get? So that you get from the word ku. So instead of saying kula and then aya, so you just take ku. What is ku? No, ku means prithvi. Okay? Ku means prithvi. Now, how do we understand the word kulaya derived from ku? So we can say kau prithivyam layaha yasya. Okay? So kau means prithivyam, layaha essentially is layaha. Yasya, for whom this prithvi happens to be. So for which rather, we should rather call for which, as it is a jada. For which the prithvi happens to be the place where it sort of disintegrates. Okay? Kau prithivyam layaha yasya means sharirasya, shariram. Correct. So shiryate iti shariram, that is a different thing. Okay? So that is sharira's derivation is from Sragdhara. Now here nijashayana kulayam. So this sharira which is lying in the bed, nijashayana one's own bed. So nijashayana kulayam. So very interesting usage. So Acharya has used nijashayana kulayam. Okay. He says Shayana. So the Shayana itself, let me tell you, this Shayana, see that itself is a very interesting. Shayanam here means basically Shayya. In fact, we have in Bhagavad, what is that? Bhajagovindam we have, no? Shayya bhutalam ajinam vasaha sarva parigraha bhogat tyagaha kasya sukham na karoti viragaha. I think there is a passage there. Shayya. One of the meanings of the word Shayanam is Shayya. Why am I saying this? Shayanam can mean 2-3 things. Okay? So Shayanam is used to refer to Nidra itself. Lying down is also Shayanam. Okay? The place where he lies down is also Shayanam. Okay? So in fact, what the pratyaya that goes on here is a lut pratyaya. This lut pratyaya can be in bhava as well as karana and adhikarana. Karana adhikarana yosha. That is how the sutra goes. Okay? Karana adhikarana yoho means the means by which or the locus in which. Adhikaranam is the locus. Okay, the dhatu is she, sheen, shayane is the dhatu, sheen. So this word shayya basically is derived by using it as adhikarana. The adhikarana, the locus where this person lies. Okay, so shayanam can mean shayya, bed. This word shayanam can also mean nidra. So that will be in the sense of bhava. Bhave, if you just use lut, you will get nidra. That also. In fact, it also can mean maithunam, that is a lakshanika meaning. Anyway, so we leave that. Jashayनगतं kulayam. Okay, so the body which is lying in the bed, sharira, that is what is the description. Jashayनगतं kulayam. What does it do? Okay, pretakalpa kritikam. It does nothing other than breathing. Because all other activities are gone. Right? So here he says pretakalpa kritikam. Pretakalpa kritikam is the phrase. So this is an adjective to kulayam. How is it? It is almost like a dead body. Okay? So without any cheshta. Okay? So pretakalpa kritikam. In fact, we have this suffix kalpap here. What is the sutra? Okay. Ishadasamaptau.
Ishadasamaptau.
Kalpabdeshabdeshiyaraha. Kalpabdeshyadeshiyaraha. There are three things. Kalpapu, Deshya, Deshiyaraha. Kalpabdeshya, Deshiyaraha. All of them are used to indicate that this falls short of something. In fact, so our justice will quickly recall, we have this phrase in Mandukya Karika. Jnanen akashakalpena dharmanyo gaganopaman Nyeya bhinnena sambuddha tam vande dvipadamvaram. Jnanena akashakalpena is the word that is used. Okay? Jnanena akashakalpena. Akashakalpena means that it is vibhu vyapaka. So, jnanam here refers to the Brahman, Satyam Jnanam. Akashakalpena means someone who is as vyapaka as Akasha. But Akasha is Jada, whereas this is Chetana Rupa and therefore Kalpap. So though from the viewpoint of Vyapakatvam, all pervading feature, this can be called as Akasha, but Akasha falls short. So it is in that sense you should understand. Asamaptavu, something which is falling short. Okay, that is how this word kalpa is used. Preta kalpa. It's not preta. So complete preta means this swasa will not be there. Preta will not have swasa. So this person is falling short by some feature. So therefore, Ishat asamaptau. That is how the sutra defines. Asamaptihi. Samapti means completeness kind of a thing. Ishat by a little measure. Okay. Ishad asamaptau. There are three pratyayas which can go. One is kalpap, deshya, deshiyaraha. Okay. So patu kalpaha, patu deshyaha, patu deshiyaraha. All of them they meet. Okay. So this is not necessarily used only for nouns. It can also be used for verbs. Okay. So it can also be used for verbs. Suppose Anuradha is now attending, so I can invite Anuradha and then I can say, so once I went to her place in IIT Kharagpur. She prepared some food. So Anuradha Pachati, I can say. Suppose I want to say Anuradha's cooking is not really up to the mark, then I can say Anuradha Pachati Kalpa. I can say Pachati Anuradha Pachati Deshiya. So I can use that. Okay. So that is how it is. It can be used with verb, it can be used with noun, both. Okay. So this, so kalpam, deshya, deshiyara. So here we have the bhu preta kalpa kritikam. So it is an adjective to kulayam. This kulayam is preta kalpa kritikam. Jashaynagatam kulayam. Pretakalpa kritikam. Then there is one more adjective which he has used. Sarameyadi bhakshyam. If it were to be really preta, then this will be eaten by dog, seagull and so on and so forth. Okay. So sarameyadi bhakshyam. So it will become food for those things. In fact, he says that this body is, it's interesting, no? This usage. So now I am just thinking, so we used to, so nowadays Sarameyadi Bhaksham is all not possible. No. Not because of that. Because, so we have a prakoštha separately which is closed and so on. But we used to sleep outdoors. Okay? So open to sky. On the streets also we used to sleep, right? In villages. Just to have some sort of a flow of air. So I remember in my childhood, along with grandfather, we will just sleep. So then, how does the dog know whether to consume or not? So it is basically through the swasa. So dog realizes, okay, so that this person should not be touched. Anyway, so that that is why he is saying Sarameyadi bhakshyam rakshan pranaihi. Pranaihi rakshan means is protected because this prana sanchara is there. Okay. So pranaihi sarameyadi bhakshyam abhut. May it not become. So this is an interesting usage. May this body not become the food for those things. In order to do that, rakshan pranihi. Pranihi rakshan. Pranihi rakshan means through the activity of prana it is protected from those things. Through the activity of prana it is protected from that. So why does Bhagavad Pada use pranihi? Pranihi. But then he also qualifies with another adjective here, swasamatra vaseshihi. So pranihi, normally we understand this prana to refer to 5 things. Prana, apana, vyana, udana, samana. Okay. So there is a verse, Pradip prano gude panaha samano nabhisamsthidaha. So these are all various activities which is done by this pancha prana in the sharira. Okay. So this Hridip prana means basically the swasa nishwasa. Okay. For this purpose, so that is called prana. So gudeya apanaha is basically for excretion. So that is another kind of activity. Okay. So that is apanaha. Okay. Samanaha, vyanaha, vyanas sarva shariragaha. So there are all some descriptions which are given. But beyond this 5 also, there are 5 more which are listed. Okay, 5 more activities. So these activities involve what is that?
Yawning.
Yawning. So yawning, sneezing. So they are also sort of activities. Okay, in order to refer these activities, there are 5 more things. There are 5 more things which are sneezing, sneezing, yawning. Okay, and they also say this activity of the eyes has to do with something. There are some names which are given, so you can repeat the names. Naga Kurma Krikara, Naga Kurma Krikara, Devadatta Dhananjaya, Devadatta Dhananjaya, Naga Kurma Krikara, Devadatta Dhananjaya, Krikara, Devadatta Dhananjaya. So these are 5 more things. Naga is responsible for this. Okay. So Krikara, Devadatta. So Dhananjaya. Dhananjaya is used for stretching, etc. So we sometimes do something, right? So these are all described as the function of Dhananjaya. Okay, anyway, so they are all, the group of 10 is also referred to as prana. Prana has several meanings, but he is saying pranihi rakshan. But the point here is, so we don't do these activities during sleeping, the swapnavastha. Many of these activities are not there, but one activity definitely is there. That is what? That is Shwasa Nishwasa. Okay, that is why he is saying Shwasa Matra Vasheshaihi Pranihi. Okay, so all other activities are all subsided. Okay, so they are not there. Okay, so only with this activity of prana remaining. Shwasa Matra Vasheshaihi Pranihi Kulayam Rakshan. So by protecting that, what does this person do? So this person Swapne Sviya Prabhavat Srajati Hyarathan. Swapne Sviya Prabhavat Srajati Hyarathan. So this is basically the description of the whole state, and then what is happening internally. So that is what is described Sviya Prabhavat. So by his own glory. Okay. So Sviya Prabhavat Srijati Hyarathan. Hyarathan Srijati. So Hyarathan Srijati. Then he further says Nimnagaha Palvalani. All of them Srijati. What does the word Nimnaga mean? Nimnaga, so one can guess. So Nimna refers to a place which is at a lower level. Okay, Nimna. So Nimnam Gacchati iti Nimnagaha. Okay, so Nimnam Gacchati iti Nimnagaha refers to the river. Okay, the flow of water always goes to a lower level, and therefore Nimnagaha. So then we have the word Palvalani. So Palvalani refers to a small pond, reservoir of water. Okay. So Nimnam Gacchati Nimnagaha. Then Palvalani, in fact the word Palvala is derived in 2 ways. So it can be either derived from Palati. Palati means Gacchati. So it can be derived from palati and then we have a valach pratyaya, so palvala, or pa is also used, and then also one can get the word palvala. How do we understand it? So it is basically referring to a place where water is stored and which is useful, and therefore it has the capacity to attract all beings towards it. Gachati means so all people move towards it for acquiring water. Okay, and it also saves lives, and in that sense it is called palvala. Okay, so palvala is alpasaraha, that is what they say. So palvalani. Not only that, all are referring to the entities which have been created by him. Kridasthanani anekanyapi. A place where one can joyously spend time. Okay, Kridasthanani, for playing. Anekanyapi. Not only these inanimate entities, but also human beings. Suhridabala putra mitra anukaran. All of them are sort of created by him. So this verse seems to have been written soon after completing the previous verse, which is connected with one mantra which I explained in the previous class. So this next mantra 4.3.10 in Brihadaranyaka. Na tatra rathana rathayogana panthano bhavantyath rathan rathayogan pathasrijate. Na tatra veshanta pushkarinyas sravantyo bhavantyath veshantan pushkarini sravanti srijate sahikarta. So this is how the mantra goes. Na tatra rathana rathayogana panthano bhavantyatha rathan rathayogan pathasrijate. Na tatra ananda mudah pramudo bhavantyathānandan mudah pramudasrijate. Na tatra veshanta pushkarinyas sravantyo bhavanti athave shantan pushkarini sravanti srijate sahikarta. This is one mantra. And then soon after that we find one more mantra. So that forms the earlier part of this verse. So the later part of the verse is based on this mantra, where he talks of creating various entities which are listed here. But before stating this, so there is another mantra which seems to have been represented by the earlier part of the verse. So the mantra goes like this. This is 4.3.12. Pranena rakshan avarankulayam bahishkula yada mritascharitva sayyate mrito yatra kamag hiranmayah purushayekahag saha. You can see the same phrase. Pranena rakshan avarankulayam bahishkula yada mritascharitva. So now let us see the Bhagavad Pada's commentary for this mantra. So in the commentary, na tatra rathana rathayogana panthano bhavanti. So the commentary starts like this. Na tatra vishayaha swapne rathadi lakshanaha na tatra rathayogaha. What do we understand by rathayogaha? So he says ratheshu yujyante iti rathayogaha. Okay. Ratheshu yujyante iti rathayogaha. What are they? Ashvadayaha. All things. Okay. Suppose you want to go by a ratha, so then the top thing will be fixed. Okay. So all those things, horses will be tied. So various other things will be associated. So all of them. रथेषु युज्यन्ते इति रथयोगाः अश्वादयः न तत्र विद्यन्ते. Then he says न पन्थानः. पन्थानः means रथ मार्गाः. Okay. पन्थाः पन्थानौ पन्थानः. पन्थानः basically means passage, route. So here ratha margaah. Then atha rathan rathayogan pathasrijate. So this person creates all of them. So here is where some very interesting discussion is started by Bhagavad Pada. He says katham punaha srijate. How does he create? Okay. कथं पुनःसृजते रथादि साधनानां वृक्षादीनाम् अभावे. General question. So there is no sadhana. वृक्षादीनाम् अभावे कथं सृजते. So then he says uchyate nanu uktam. Uktam means it was stated before. There is a mantra just before this. Asya lokasya sarvavato matramapadaya swayam vihatya swayam nirmaya. He quotes the previous mantra. And then he says, Antah karana vrittihi asya lokasya vasana matra tam. Antah karana vrittihi asya lokasya vasana matra tam apadaya rathadi vasana rupa antah karana vrittihi तदुपलब्धि निमित्तेन कर्मणा चोद्यमाना दृश्यत्वेन व्यवतिष्ठते. A very interesting statement. What does he say? Rathadi vasana rupa antahkarana vrittihi. Basically, when we talk of this yoga, this is chitta vrittehe nirodhaha. So antahkarana vrittihi is same as chitta vrittihi. He says rathadi vasana rupa antahkarana vrittihi. So this antahkarana vritti is of a variety of types. Here, so those vrittis are taking some shape. What makes the antahkarana vritti take that particular shape at that moment? So that is why he is clarifying. Rathadi vasana rupa antahkarana vrittihi tad upalabdhi nimittena karmana chodyamana. Chodyamana, the word chodyamana means impelled by. So there is a certain impelling factor which makes this kind of a transformation take place within the brain to project these things for you. And he says, tad upalabdhi, upalabdhi nama jnanam. Tad upalabdhi nimittena karmana chodyamana drishyattvena vyavatishthate. So drishyattvena vyavatishthate. So drishya is something which is seen by you. So impelled by the karma, so this takes this particular shape and presents itself as an entity which is being observed by you. Okay? Vyavatishthate taduchyate swayam nirmayeti tadeva aha rathadin srijate iti. Then he further moves. नतु तत्र करणं वा करणानुग्राहकाणि वा आदित्याज्योतिंषि तदवभास्या वा रथादयः विषयाः विद्यन्ते तद्वासनामात्रं तु केवलम् वासनामात्रं तु केवलं तिष्ठति. ओके. तदुपलब्धिकर्म निमित्तचोदितोद्भूतान्तःकरणवृत्त्याश्रयः दृश्यते. So now he is talked about this entity which is seen by him. Now this observer is being described as tad upalabdhi karma nimitta chodita budbhuta antahkarana vritti. vrityashrayaha. Who is this person? Tadrisha antahkarana vrityashrayaha ayam tishtati. Okay, so he is to be described as the person who possesses this kind of antahkarana vritti at that time. Ashrayaha drishyate tat yasya jyotishaha drishyate alupta drishaha tat atma jyotihi. So whoever is possessing this, and that entity is referred to as Atmanaivayan Jyotisha Aste. So that was what was stated. So Atra Kevalam Asiriva Koshat Viviktam. So this is a nice example that he says. Asiriva Koshat Viviktam. Asihi means sword. The sword will be really reflecting, okay? Really glowing. So this Atma Jyotihi, he is just saying, he is now presenting itself as a sword which has been removed from its cover kosha. Okay. So earlier it was sort of covered because various other things were also there. Other Jyotihi were also there. So this simile is to be understood in this sense. As if it has been removed and therefore it presents itself the only Jyoti that is available for this person to perceive. So therefore he is giving this example. Asiriva aste koshat viviktam. Then further the mantra says, na tatrananda mudah pramudo bhavanti. So there he says, na tatra anandaha is to be understood as generally sukha visheshaha. Na tatra anandaha. Then we have the word mudaha. Then we have the word pramudaha. So how do you distinguish? So here there are various kinds of anandas which are there. So here Acharya defines it slightly differently. So you see here he says putra dilabha nimittaha pramud. Mudaha. Mudaha is distinguishing. Putradilabha nimittaha. Okay. So those things, maybe they are of little higher order. In fact, if you read this Raghuvamsha, the deep pain that Dilipa go and expresses to Vasishtha is, I do not have progeny. Huh? So anyway, so there are ways. So he, along with Sudakshina, he goes and then he says, now see mudaha. So the joy that is arising out of it, he says, mudaha harshaha putradilabha nimittaha. Then pramudaha te eva prakarshopeethaha. Further, okay. Suppose putrotpatti will give you some joy. Now think of Dasharatha. So he had to take extra effort to perform some yaga and then get Rama. So that would be pramudaha. Okay? If you get through after a lot of effort, so then that can give you far more happiness. Okay. Athacha anandadin srijate. Then tathacha na tatra veshantaha. Veshantaha. What is the mantra? Na tatra veshantah pushkarinya sravantyo bhavanti. There are three words here. So veshantaha is, so that is the word we find palvalani. Okay, so that is how Acharya defines. Okay, na tatra veshantaha. I think it is used in both ways. Palvalaha is what is found here. Here we find palvalani. Okay, na tatra veshantaha palvalaha. Then pushkarinyaha. Pushkarinyaha is tadagaha. Okay, it is much bigger. Okay, So you can call that Tadagaha. Then Sravantyaha. Sravantyaha means those which are flowing. So it refers to the rivers. That is what? Nimnagaha. Okay. न तत्र वेशान्ताः पुष्करिण्यः स्रवन्तीः सृजते अथ वेशान्तान् पुष्करिणी स्रवन्ती सृजते देन् अथ वेशान्तादीन् सृजते once again. So he nails that. He says वासनामात्र रूपान् then Yasmat sahi karta. So here, Srijate sahi karta. Now, this is a very interesting thing. So, karta, what do we understand by karta? One who performs an action is karta, right? What is the kriya that he has performed? So, kartritvam cannot be there without kriya. So, sahi karta is the description that we find in Shruti. So, in order to clarify that, Bhagavad Pada here says, see, Sahi Karta is a Shruti. So, therefore, he says, Atha Veshantadin Srijate Vasanamatra Rupan Yasmat Sahi Karta. How does he become Karta? There is an interesting phrase here. Tadvasanashraya chitta vrityudbhava nimitta karma hetutvena. It's a very important phrase that we need to understand. So all these creations are happening repeatedly, as he was mentioning, due to some vasana, that samskara which has been already developed. Now, how does this samskara in the first instance come to get associated with this person? So he has performed some karma. And therefore, the one who has performed those karmas which has given rise to these samskaras, which are playing a role in creating the whole scene now. And therefore he is karta. Not that he is karta then, but he is the karta for all those vasanas to get generated in his mind. So that is what is beautifully paraphrased in this one single phrase. See, Tadvasanashraya. Vasanayaha ashrayaha, he was saying. He is the Purusha now. Tadvasanashraya chittavrit yudbhava nimitta karma hetutvena. That is a beautiful phrase. Tadvasanashraya chittavrit yudbhava nimitta karma hetutveneti avochama tasya kartritvam. Okay, it is only in this sense that we need to understand the word karta here. In fact, he says, Natu sakshadeva tatra kriya sambhavati sadhana bhavad nahi karakantaram kriya sambhavati. Any kriya should have several karakas. Otherwise, there is absolutely no way that a kriya can take place. न तत्र हस्तपादादि क्रियाकारकाणि संभवन्ति यत्र तु तानि विद्यन्ते जागरिते तत्र आत्मज्योतिः अवभासितैः आत्मज्योतिरवभासितैः कार्यकरणैः तथादि वासनाश्रय अन्तःकरणवृत्त्युद्भवनिमित्तं कर्म निर्वर्त्यते तेन उच्यते सहि कर्ता तदुक्तम् आत्मनैवायं ज्योतिषास्ते पल्लयते कर्म कुरुते इति तत्रापि न परमार्थतः स्वतः कर्तृत्वं चैतन्यज्योतिषः अवभासकत्व व्यतिरेकेण. So this is how the commentary to the mantra which forms the basis for this verse is described by Bhagavad Pada. Now, in this verse, so I wanted to tell something else which is also very interesting and which some of you would really love to know. This word kalpa, as I was looking at, so I came across a very interesting usage of this in Kavya. So I was telling you Preta kalpa kritikam Yet another usage which is worthy of noting is from Raghuvamsha. One is Jnanena Akasha Kalpena, which requires more detailed expression that we will take up when we look at Mandukya Karika. Now there is a usage by Kalidasa. Just now I was mentioning. So Putra gives rise to Harsha. So in that context, when Sudakshina becomes Garbhavati, there is a beautiful description. Kalidasa is so well known for amazing similes that he can pick up. So there he picks up one interesting verse. You just repeat the verse, then we will see that. Sharira Sada Dasamagra Bhushana Sharira Sada Dasamagra Bhushana Sharira Sada Dasamagra Bhushana Mukhena Sa Lakshyataloddhara Panduna. Wait, I will give you a smaller. Sharira Sadat Sharira Sadat Asamagra Bhushana Mukhena Sa Lakshyate Lodhra Panduna Tanu Prakashena Vicheyataraka Prabhata Kalpa Shashine Vasharvari. A beautiful description. So this occurs in the third. So Prathama, Dvitiya, and then third at the beginning, he just starts describing. The previous verse basically says that Sudakshina became Dauhrida. What is Dauhrida? Dauhrida means, so she was possessing only one heart. Now she is possessing two hearts. Okay? So another person has developed in the womb. So therefore she is described as Dauhrida. Now in the Dauhrida state, so how was Sudakshina looking? So that is where he brings in this beautiful usage. Prabhata Kalpa Shashine Vasharvari. The word Kalpa. So Sharvari means Ratri. So Sharvari is Sharvari, that is another Varsha. Okay, one of the 60 years name. So Prabhata Kalpa is one of the adjectives that he gives for this. And then the description of Sudakshina is really wonderful here. Sharira Sadad Asamagra Bhushana. After all, she is queen. So a lot of abharanas would be worn by her. Okay. Now she is Asamagra Bhushana. Why? Because of the pain that she is experiencing during certain period. Okay, maybe 4th month, 5th month, whatever. Sharira Sadat. In fact, if you look at some of the other texts, they will graphically describe what are the various things. They may not like food, they may not like various things will be described. Now, Kalidasa puts it in one single word. Sharira Sadat. This is a new phrase which will not be commonly seen. Sadaha is the word. So Sidati is Sadaha essentially means Vishadaha. Okay. So this seems to be stemming from Shadilagatyavasadanayo, Visharanagathyavasadanayo. Oh, okay. So Visharanam is the state that she is undergoing. Visharanam is sort of a splitting pain, dislike for a few things and so on and so forth. Sharirasya sadat means, so karshyat, so because of some pain that is being experienced by her, okay, some transformation which is internally happening. Asamagra bhushana, she didn't feel like wearing various ornaments, and therefore the description of Sudakshina is Sharira sadad asamagra bhushana. Then he says Mukhena sa lakshyate. How? Lodhra panduna. Lodhra panduna. So this refers to a kind of flower. Lodhra, that is what they describe. Kind of a white flower. Pandu refers to that color, whiteness. So the face has become pale. What does it mean? Something like that?
Pale and pain.
Okay, pale and pink. So that is what he is trying to say. So he is as if the face has turned into Lodhra Panduna, as if there is no circulation, it has become. That is the kind of thing that he is describing. Then Tanu Prakashena Vicheyataraka, that is where the beauty is. So that's where he brings in the simile. So the word Tanu generally we understand as Sharira, okay, body. But here Tanu Prakasha means, after all he has described, it looks very pale and she is experiencing pain. There can't be Tanu Prakasha. So here the word Tanu should be understood as something which is slim. Okay. So Tanu means, in fact, women are also described as Tanvi. So this Tanu means something which is thin. So Tanu Prakasha means, so it is used in the sense of antonym of Guru. Guru Prakasha, Tanu Prakasha. Okay, Guru Prakasha means extreme brilliance. Tanu Prakasha means something which is less. So he says Tanu Prakashena. The Prakasha is very little. And here he says, that is where Kalidasa as a poet shines. Prabhata kalpa shashine vasharvari. Sharvari means Ratri. Now, what will happen? You see, if you are looking at the sky, suppose you get up at 4 o'clock or 4:30 in the morning, so which we used to do in the villages, and if you just open your eyes, you will see beautiful stars, okay, twinkling in the sky. Now, within a short while, you will see most of the stars slowly fading away. Okay, why? Because of some other prakasha coming. So now this prakasha has become Tanu Prakasha. The prakasha of the moon, stars, etc. have become Tanu Prakasha. They are not glowing. Prabhata kalpa shashine vasharvari. Sharvari means the Sharvari which is very close to Prabhata. Understand? Prabhata kalpa means the Sharvari, the dawn. Okay. So that he is describing as Prabhata kalpa shashine vasharvari. The Sharvari which has almost turned into Prabhata kind of a thing. Okay. Prabhata kalpa shashine vasharvari. Shashina iva sharvari. And one more phrase which we find here is Vicheyataraka. Taraka means stars. Okay. Vicheyatarakaha means Mrigyaha Tarakaha. As if the stars have to be searched now. Understand? So what was so evident has become almost unseen now because of this. So therefore, Vicheyataraka Prabhata Kalpa Sharvari Iva means her Prakasha, so which was so charming to see, is slowly sort of fading away because of this. Okay, so this Abharana you can think of them to be like stars. Okay, so many things which will be glittering in her organ, so that are all removed now. So therefore he gives this beautiful simile. Okay, विचेयतारका प्रभातकल्पा शशिनेव शर्वरी. Now you read शरीरसादाद समग्रभूषणा शरीरसादाद समग्रभूषणा शरीरसादाद समग्रभूषणा मुखेन सा लक्ष्यतलोद्धरपाण्डुना मुखेन सा लक्ष्यतलोद्धरपाण्डुना मुखेन सा लक्ष्यतलोद्धरपाण्डुना तनु प्रकाशेन विचेयतारका प्रकाशेन विचेयतारका अनुप्रकाशेन विचेयतारका प्रभातकल्पा शशिनेव शर्वरी प्रभातकल्पा शशिनेव शर्वरी प्रभातकल्पा शशिनेव शर्वरी. See, now if you understand the meaning of kalpa, so how beautifully you can enjoy this verse and this. So both Shatashloki and if you do not know, understand what kalpa means. So kalpa means that big kala, kalpa means kalpana. So then now nothing will become evident to you. That is why these are very important things to understand, and if we nail this with a beautiful example, that will be permanently lodged in our mind. So that was the purpose of introducing this. Okay. Ishada. Now tell the sutra. ईशद समाप्तो कल्पब्देश्य देशीयरः. Okay, we'll stop here. So now let us read the verse. The last. रक्षन् प्राणैः कुलायं निजशयनगतं श्वासमात्रावशेषैः मा भूत् तत्प्रेतकल्पा कृतिकमिति पुनः सारमेयादिभक्ष्यम् स्वप्ने स्वीयप्रभावात् सृजति हयरथान् निम्नगाः पल्वलानि क्रीडास्थान्यनेकान्यपि सुहृदबला पुत्रमित्रानुकारान्. ॐ सर्वे सुखिनः सन्तु सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. ॐ